Okay, great. So, yeah, this is the platform. I just copied and pasted the agent over into your guys' account. You can kind of see what's going on there. It looks like there's some features I still have to add into your account. So what I'll do, instead, you can just kind of watch me do it. And then I'll get sure to add in those features over after this call. And yeah, basically what I want to show you today is how to create a demo, a mock-up, and an orb. It's all basically the same thing, but look, this looks good. So I'll just go ahead and share my screen, and you'll see kind of the difference, and I'll be sure to add the features over. Okay. Yeah, it's because typically the reason you don't see it is because typically this would be like if you were to resell to your client itself, your client wouldn't need to make their own demo to then sell, right? It wouldn't make sense. But anyway, I'll show you what mine looks like. You'll see what I'm talking about.
You want me to stop presenting?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay. You see this okay?
Yeah, super admin dashboard.
Okay. So basically, once you guys get rolling, you're going to get an actual plan, and it's very similar to GoHighLevel. You have your agency view, and then you also have your individual sub-account view. So you can see there's a little more features on the left here that you can see.
Right.
And so, but you can still see like there's the agent here. So you can go in here, you can kind of mess around with it. Once the Twilio's in, we'll be able to import the number, no problem, right? We can just activate it here. It's good to go. If we did want to have it do text messages, we can do that. If we wanted to do inbound, handle inbound and outbound calls, we just click both. Once you do that, it'll just give you this little thing. You can just accept it. This is basically saying like, don't spam people with outbound, right? But anyway, let me move this thing out of the way. So then you guys are already connected to the RezConnect store account here. So you can see you can just click whatever calendar you want. For this,
Gotcha.
For this purpose, I mean, do you know which calendar would be good? Would it be intro, I would imagine?
Probably intro, yeah, calendar with Michael.
Okay, great.
Just click one though, right?
Yeah, you can do multiple calendars as well, but for this case, we just do one. The multiple calendars would be like when you want best use case would be like if it's a med spa or some sort of thing like that where they have different services. So they have different people working for them, different massage therapists have different calendars. And so it would be something like that. So then, okay, so then we go to also what the time zone would not be Eastern, right? Or would it be?
We are Eastern.
Okay, never mind. All good to go. Here's the prompt. So if you want the AI to speak first on an inbound, so like someone's calling in, you want the AI to speak first, you just flip this over and there you go. If you want it to speak first on an outbound, like it's calling somebody, you just flip this over and you put something in here. No worries there. It's just like GoHighLevel, like dynamic tags or tags. You just say first underscore name, business underscore name with these curly brackets like this. And then when it does do the outbound, it'll actually say like hi Jack instead of hi first name. This is the prompt for Angie as we know her right now. You can kind of look at it in a little more detail. You got the different plans here, handling pushback, the conversation, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm just, again, I see it does look a lot like GoHighLevel. Is there some kind of a template that y'all are using that, because I've seen other stuff that looks a lot like it too. Is there like Boss or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Like if you wanted to make your own agent.
No, I'm wondering about the whole piece of software that you're in there, man. It looks a lot like GoHighLevel, the same structure and so forth. And I'm wondering, is that some kind of generic template or some kind of company that sells that stuff? Or
It's just personal taste, like personal preference. Like some prompts are going to be different than others.
gotcha.
That's all. For your guys's, I just put in your information and then just had it make a prompt.
Got it. Okay.
But if you did want to mess around, you can make your own. So like you could just go to agents, create an agent. You just do like the easy mode, import from a website, and you go on and fill out these details. It's like a 4-part thing. And then,
Wow.
and then you're off to the races. And this just uses AI to do it. So like you just put in your business and it'll scrape the site and do all of that. But yeah, you can go back to this one. Yeah, feel free to just mess around and play around with it. Here's all the tools. So all of these are connected to GoHighLevel, right? So for example, once you get a number situated, you guys do have GoHighLevel numbers, I believe. You can get it to send an SMS during the call itself. Now, if it's on like if it's like an orb, which I'll show you in a second, that lives on the website, it's not connected to a phone number, so it's not going to be sending text messages. Only if it's like a phone call agent, right? But if it is something that comes up and you're like, Dan, this would be a pretty cool feature to add if the orb could actually send messages, just let me know and I can add that to the list. There's different ones. So it's like if you wanted to add a tag during the call based off of, certain criteria, you can see like all your tags show up here. As soon as I do that, you would just say when to use. So like when to add the tag, and then it'll add the tag during the call. For right now, we just have book appointment. We can click check availability as well. Put the end call there as well. If you ever needed to create your own custom functions, I could walk you through that. Basically, the function is just a external tool that the AI agent has access to that is outside of these, I think there's 16 or 17. Any of these GoHighLevel functions, like for example, if you had a external software that's not in the GoHighLevel ecosystem, you wanted to hook it up to perhaps, I don't know, create a quote during the call and send it to their email, that would be what a custom function would do.
Right.
But there's always more than one way to skin a cat, like if, say you already had a GoHighLevel workflow that made an invoice or did, XYZ, you would just say trigger the workflow, and then it'll find the workflow, that you want to trigger, and then there you go.
Right.
But for now, I think we just check availability, book appointment, and call. It's probably about all we need. And
Okay.
then let's see. So we just save that. Agent is saved. There's different voices. So right now you have, you're on Gemini, but there's there's 4 different voices. Me personally, I think Gemini, it is the cheapest, but it's also, in my personal opinion, better than Grok and the way it sounds, and better than OpenAI in the way it sounds. And you have the lowest latency as well. The reason why it's less expensive is because it's just a less expensive model. And so I don't have to, like, my margin doesn't have to be that high.
Right.
Versus these two, Grok and OpenAI. And as well as Gemini came out with their speech-to-speech after Grok and after OpenAI. So it's just a matter of time when I was building it. Like, these speech-to-speech models are all very, very recent. When Grok, OpenAI, and then Gemini came out, and so I decided to add that one as well. You can pick different, and then ElevenLabs as well. You can pick different voices. It's like 30 Gemini voices you can play around with. If you did want to, like,
Gemini's, isn't that Microsoft?
Close, it's Google.
Okay. Yeah.
Google, yeah. Yes, sir. All of these kind of things down here, like the thinking level. So these parameters are different for each one of the models. You really don't have to mess with it too much. But say, for example, you know, for whatever reason, you create an agent and it has like 10 of these different functions, right? Well, if that's the case, it needs to think more because there's more that it can do. So there's more decision power you have to give it. So you would just increase the thinking level. The thing is the more that it thinks, the more latency, because it takes more time to process its response.
Right.
So there's like a what do you call that?
Trade-off.
Trade-off, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's
Very interesting, and God, just watching it change day by day, it's just amazing to this old boy, I'll tell you. It's gonna go faster too. I mean, it's at light speed now, and it's like, yeah, not quite there yet.
Yeah, it's just getting better every day. You know, today is the worst AI will ever be.
Yeah.
Right. It just keeps getting better.
Unless somebody ends it, which isn't gonna happen anytime soon.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So if you ever wanted to, like, go on and test, you just click test and it'll bring up this, and then you can test it via chat. If you're just making a chat agent, or you could just test it via voice and you could start conversation. This inbound versus outbound, this is like the whole greeting message type of thing.
Right.
So it's that kind of stuff. But yeah, you can just test it, whatever, and it'll do all that in here.
Cool.
So to make a demo, there's different templates. You can create a demo or an orb. If you wanted to create a demo, you just basically, the difference is, like, a demo is it's just kind of like a mock-up. So say, for example, you're trying to sell to another agency that wants to then sell agents, or you want to sell to, maybe not an agency, but that's a bad example, but say a restaurant or something that's perhaps running ads of some kind. You can show them how that's going to look. So you can create a Facebook lead ad, and you can see this little mock-up thing, this little live preview here. So, you know, you could say, like, demo name, then you can put RezConnect. You can see how it's kind of changing here.
Right.
You can tweak all these things. If you do want to change anything, you can add a different field here, like if the agent is expected to know different, it has different dynamic variables, which is just like nerd talk for what the AI is going to receive about the person. So it's like if you want the AI to know their name, well, you just have this name in here and here. And so when they actually fill out this little thing, they'll type in their name and then the AI will know their name or their email or whatever. If you are setting that up, that might be too much information. But yeah, there's that one. And then you just say like, next. You can create, I should have showed you this. You want like the image to be kind of here. Let's say, for example, let's see. Should be able to just right click, copy image address, put that in there. Maybe there's a better logo we can do.
Yeah, that one.
Copy image address. Looks like it's
Doesn't like it.
no, it doesn't appear to like it. Let's see. It's because it's has like a blank back. Let's see. But if like in GoHighLevel, like if you, because this is just a GoHighLevel site, right? So
Yep.
if you were to upload, yeah, it says lead connector. If you were to upload the image with like a darker background, you can just copy that image link, whatever that is. Okay. So then you can create your demo. And now you can add it as a embed code. So if we were to do that, we could actually go inside, just go to RezConnect store, or maybe better yet, not that one. Let's go to the demo account. I don't want to mess anything up. Go to sites. Let me make a little, just like a blank page from blank. Say LeadLock test. Go. Okay. All right. Where is the code one? There we go. Just paste that in there.
Where'd you get that?
that little snippet of code, I got that. If you just
Copied it from over there.
copy the
Gotcha.
embed
Got
code,
it.
and you just paste it on in. Save it. Go to preview. You can kind of see what's going on. Just like that. Hello. Hello. Yeah, what's going on? This is just a demo. So there you go. You could see that it knew what my name was just by me typing it in that little form demo there. So there's that. And then we can make an orb as well. We can change the colors, like whatever you kind of want there. We can say inline, bottom left or bottom right, wherever we want the orb to live. If we say inline, it'll be wherever you put the code snippet. And yeah.
Right.
So similarly, now we have the orb. We can copy this, head back over. Yeah. Put that one in there. Hi, Angie. This is Dan. How are you? Okay. So now you got the orb.
I didn't
right?
hear anything she said.
No? Oh, okay.
That's all right.
I'll-
I'll be playing with it, no question.
All right, cool. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. We have knowledge bases in here. So I typically do not recommend having a knowledge base. 99% of the time people don't need it. And it'll just slow down the agent. But if you do need it to, like, for example, if you had a gigantic, I don't know, textbook of information that you had to have access to, that's when I would have it as have you create a knowledge base. And all you would do to do that is, let's just say, like, test, create the first knowledge base. You just upload files. Basically, any type of file, like over 100 file types are accepted. So like PDF, like, I mean, you could literally upload,
Put a restaurant's menu in there.
oh yeah, yep, you could do that. That would actually be a good use case for that. Depending on how big the menu is, you know, if it's just a page, if you can fit it on a page, I probably wouldn't put it in a knowledge base. But if it's a big menu, it would be a good use case. Yeah.
Right.
Um, let's see. What else? All the conversations, like you can see, we just did just 2 demo things here. They're going to show up in here under the conversations.
Right.
And you can go in and see the actual call transcript and what was going on. You can click this and it'll just do a short little analysis of the call right here. Once you get a number situated, it'll look a little different. I'll show you what it looks like. So you can kind of see, all right, we have different demos here. Phone call, anytime that you're testing it in that little test playground, it'll show up as test. If it's a demo, it'll show up as a demo, all that kind of stuff. So if it's a phone call like this, you'll actually be able to play the recording and then download the recording as well if you just download it. And it'll go through the whole thing. And then anytime anytime a function or a tool, when I say function, tool, it's identical. I just use those interchangeable. It's just, the agent, you can think of it as an employee. And so an employee needs tools to work. And so this is just giving visibility when your AI employee uses a tool. That'd be the best way I would describe it. And of course, like the tools are, tools are functions. Like it's the same.
Right.
Let me see. Just like, here we go. Yeah. These are all the tools that, Angie has access to, basically.
Right.
Let's see. Say, for example, you had your agent like on the phone. When you get the phone hooked up, you can transfer the call. So like when you do that, you would say like who it's calling. You would say for the name, you would say the number, and you would say right here when to transfer.
Right.
If you wanted it to be able to transfer to multiple different targets, say like, 4 different numbers, you would just add another one and then another one.
Right. Gotcha.
Where's the one I'm looking for? Yeah. So trigger an outbound call. So if say for example, you install Angie on your Facebook, which I don't know if it's actually something I should look at. Let me see your guys' thing. All right.
You're gonna have to give me 2 minutes. Sorry.
No worries.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right, sorry about that.
Oh, no, all good. So it was just looking, and I mean, this would be a good, I think, next kind of session. But it does look like that you guys do have a bunch of Facebook accounts kind of hooked up, right? And so if you wanted to actually have Angie live on a Facebook and like respond to DMs and stuff like that, you can. Just so you know. Let's see. Yeah, Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, whichever ones. But I feel like we were talking about something else. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's what it was. So I was going to tell you about the scheduled activity. So if your agent, right, is making an outbound call. So for example, say you're running ads and people opt in and you want to kind of call them immediately, or there's maybe an abandoned cart at checkout, so you wanted to trigger an outbound call. Say when the agent calls them, the person is busy, and so they say, "Oh, just call me back," whatever. There is a tool here. I'm trying to find it. Schedule, here it is. Schedule callback. So you would just flip that on, and then any of the calls that get scheduled back would show up in the scheduled activity right here. So there'll be nothing showing up here. Same with text, like text follow-ups. So for example, if you click schedule a call, you can do it manually too. This is how you do it manually. So right now, like we can't click this because there's no agents configured to a phone number, right? But for example, let me show you on this account here. If I were to schedule a call, like this one is connected to a number. You could find, this is hooked up directly to your GoHighLevel. So you just like find the contact. So there's me. You can say call now, 5 minutes, whatever. I'll just say call now and it'll call me. Now, when you do have this schedule call back feature, like, there you go, it's calling me. Hello.
Hey, Daniel, this is Mark with here with Stream Capital Solutions.
All right. And so that it would do that. Let's see. All right. So if there's any of these things when you're playing around with it, messing with it, like I know I got to give you access to the demos and orbs and that kind of stuff. But if there's anything kind of missing, just let me know. Go through some more stuff. Let's see. Sequences. So if you ever wanted to do like, now this is further down the line, but if you ever wanted to do outreach at scale, like via ringless voicemail drops or text messages or calls. That's what sequences is for. And so it's still a feature like I'm building, so it's not perfect yet. But basically, best example would be, say you have, I don't know, 20,000 different contacts of restaurant owners. You have their number. You got your lead list somewhere. So you would actually create a sequence. So there's two ways. You can just upload a CSV of that whole lead list, and it would work through the whole lead list. Or you can do auto enroll via GHL tags. So say, for example, it's very similar to GoHighLevel. And this is just a feature, like if you just wanted to do it inside of here instead of GoHighLevel. But say you're running a Facebook ad and you wanted to initiate some sort of outbound sequence after they opt in. So say they opt in and now you have their information. So you could send them a ringless voicemail drop or a text message immediately, or you could have the AI call them, whichever you wanted to do. You say, what's the goal? You want to recover no-shows, re-engage leads, book appointments, just do book appointments. There's different pre-made playbooks here. So let's just do like speed to lead, for example. You'd configure it to, well, there's no agent with a number yet. So, but you would configure it to an agent with the number, you know, choose your time zone, hours of operation, and then you would just let it do its thing. And so it would start off with a ringless voicemail drop, which basically the person, the lead would, their phone wouldn't ring. It would just show up as a missed call with a voicemail. And then immediately they would also get a text message in this particular playbook. So it's like the 1-2.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And then if they engage with the text message, that's when the AI starts engaging as well. And it'll try to book them an appointment on the calendar. So in these types of things, you know, volume is key. Working on currently getting like a number pool situated, because Twilio is kind of finicky. Like you have to kind of work around their stuff. So it's like if one number sends more than 20 messages a day, it might get flagged for like spam. So that's why you would get, you know, 20 numbers if you're doing an outreach and have a number rotator. So each one is just sending 20 messages a day. And that would be like 400 outbound SMSs to new contacts every single day. But that's just another feature we can discuss later on. Let's see, what else have I not covered? Yeah, phone number is kind of self-explanatory. When you guys get the phone number situated, you can be imported here. Let's see, the dashboard. This is just showing like you can already show. It can already see like we've had 2 little calls.
Right.
It's like less than a minute. There we go. Call direction, agent performance, conversion is just if they booked appointments or not. So you can kind of see how the agent is performing. Let's see. Call volume over. Yeah, all these are kind of, if you ever want to know what they are, you just kind of hover over here and it'll tell you. What else? Yeah, it's about it, I think.
All right. Well, I'll play around in there and take some notes, and anything, I'll shoot you an email or yeah, I'll work with it. It's very interesting to say the least. So the workflow comes when it does go on a calendar, but it starts sending out text messages and workflows that we've already got set up. Is that correct?
If you already have workflows set up, then you don't really need the sequences thing.
Right.
Because you would just get it involved with your current workflows, like that kind of stuff. We should have another session once you get the phone number situated, so we can dive a little more in depth.
Yeah, definitely. But this will give me a good starting point, though. That's enough for this old boy.
Okay, sounds good. Can you share your screen? I just want to see what you have access to currently. All right, I'm gonna drag mine over to my other monitor and see the difference here so I can take a note. Okay. Demos and orbs.
No demos, no orbs.
Do have a knowledge base.
Well, if I
Conversation.
hit RezConnect down here, what happens? Nothing.
Let's see. Got the contacts. Got your agents. It looks like it's just demos and orbs. Looks like it's just demos and orbs.
I don't want to sell 10 or 20 in 3 months. I want to sell 100 in 3 to 6 months. And I think numbers really come with doing webinars and doing looms and so forth. So anyway, I'm learning. Again, we didn't sell like this 30 years ago.
All right. Yeah, sounds good.
Learning a new way of doing things. There's no question.
Perfect.
Yeah, times have changed, brother, and it's time to catch up to them, I guess. I got out of the technical thing when I figured out I had to learn a new version of Windows every 2 or 3 years. It was a real pain in the ass.
One thing I think, I mean, it's a slow trickle, but I think one thing you guys can capitalize now, and you'd be like a first mover in this, is AI SEO. So you can set up something like, for example, how you found me was ChatGPT, right?
Yeah.
So the reason you found me is because I have
I use Highlight. I use Highlight as my AI agent, but same thing.
Yeah.
Basically,
Okay.
they gave me a list of who, and it was who interfaced. Anyway, I looked for a group that would interface with GoHighLevel. I see you interfacing with it, but it's interesting because they have their own, and it's we've got a couple of them that I've worked through, and they sound pretty good actually. And there's I don't know what technology it is. Again, it's that cost per minute thing that's can be devastating if you have long conversations.
Yeah. Well, with this, it's just 5 cents a minute.
Yeah,
but
can't beat that. Everywhere, I mean, you're looking at that 30 cents a minute. You could rack up a monthly bill there if you were doing any kind of marketing.
yes, yeah, you can. Yeah, and I think the text messages are 0.008 cents.
Oh,
That's
right. Unless you're on their master program, then they don't charge you, I don't think, if you're on their expensive program. I don't know. Anyway, what's this AI SEO? You think that's the thing that's coming up quicker than virtual assistants as far as hostesses and again, I was selling medical billing, and that turned out to be a real big thing, the virtual assistant thing. To have real live people, not agents take over for them, but the reality is it's going to agents. From what I'm seeing, why pay somebody when you can create one that'll just do it? And it's at that stage where it's believable now. Some people have a real hard time. I mean, there are some I've heard that are really good that you wouldn't know. But then again, eventually you're going to figure it out, I guess. You ask the right questions.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. To segue into that, and then I'll get to the AI SEO. It's like, I think the future of like work for like knowledge workers is we're just going to be shepherds of AI sheep, like they're going to be our employees. But the thing is they don't lack, or they're very smart, but their intelligence isn't well-rounded. It's very like spiky. They're very good at certain things, but they fundamentally lack taste. So if you can guide them into in a way where they can best perform, similarly to like a person, I think that'll be the future. It's like everybody just has their own team of agents that they're kind of orchestrating to work.
Yeah, it's my worst, and I don't know that it's a fear, because it's really an evolution, and it's evolving quicker than anything else ever evolved, because of the speed of it. It comes. But what happens when you teach one robot to drive a truck? Well, you just taught them all how to drive a truck. You teach one how to run an Uber route. You just taught them all. So we've lost the Teamsters. We've lost Uber, we've lost taxi cab drivers, and this goes on. I mean, Amazon has 150,000 less people this year than they had last year. It's not because the company's shrinking. It's because they're going to robotics. I've got a very dear friend that works for Zebra, a $15 billion corporation up in Chicago. But anyway, he's a senior vice president. And they put him into an Amazon warehouse last month, and he walked out of there and called me and says, "You wouldn't believe," and I didn't see another human being the whole time I was there. It was pretty amazing to see, and this is where we're at now. We're just at the ground floor. I mean, this is just the beginning of the $300 billion investments going into it. Are they overdoing it? I don't know, but it is a little scary for me. I got a friend that's just totally against this robotics thing, and there's again, a lot of it looked like that's why Musk paid to have Trump put in. We'll see. I don't know. But I'm sure they don't want regulations on these robots. But what are we going to do when we lose 30% of our workforce to the robots? And that that's not far off. We're talking 3 to 5 years.
I think the cybersecurity is going to be a huge thing, because it already is. But once you put intelligence in a machine that has more physical force than a human, someone can hack into that entire thing and just, make them do things that they shouldn't.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, not only that, here's the kicker of them all. I mean, we've got stupid people around the world, but in this country in particular, that shoot other people. What happens when you got 20 million robots out there, and they got 10 eyes in the back of their head, their feet, their knees, whatever. They film everything, and somebody shoots one, and they're connected to all the other ones via satellite link. It's concerning. It is concerning, to say the very least. They're going to take pot shots at them. And it's going to turn the machines against the humans. I mean, if there's any kind of common sense, if there's any kind of a self-preservation, And you can't just shoot one in the head and you're actually going to hit its brain, because it's probably not where its brain is anyway. You're going to need, EMT sticks to shut these things off.
Yeah. And we're going into crazy times.
Yeah, I'm so glad I lived when I lived. I'm so sorry for my children and their children and my great grandchildren, which they're probably not that far off. I got a 19-year-old grandchild. I don't know.
Yeah.
We shall see. But this is a big part of moving forward in anything, though, is the voice and to get this working. I'll follow along as fast as I can, and I'll work with the program. But we'll get Michael, get that number in there, and then actually go through the process.
Yeah, for sure.
So, is there any more programming we need to do for the agent to be answering our phone calls and setting appointments and closing deals?
As soon as you get the number in, it'll be good to go. Then the next stage is just monitoring the transcripts, seeing how it's performing, see if you want to tweak anything to the prompt. Like, for example, if it's just not answering something the way it should answer it, if it's talking too much, if it's not calling the function when it should, like these types of things can just be tweaked via the prompt. Like, it's like now more than ever, it's like the English language is the coding language,
Sure, the prompting. Yeah, I took a couple AI things, and it was all about the prompts, and I recorded a few good ones. And I don't use it enough to really be in. I mean, it's muscle memory thing, and I'm a chef. If I had my way, I'd go open a chain of restaurants, but it's just the worst possible time in the world to open restaurants right now. So it's back to technology for now.
Well, you can use some of your artistic taste to put into the agents. So
Right. Yeah, that's again, looking at the ones in GoHighLevel and the work, the workthroughs and the snippets and oh my God, it's been an amazing 4 months learning that monster. And I still don't know it as well as but that wasn't my intention. I didn't really get a training on it. I'm training myself on it. That's a little tougher to do. And it'll come around. Michael gets a little impatient. You have to be patient with me. That's all there is to it. Well, you've got my phone number. I don't have yours, I don't believe.
I just sent you a message on WhatsApp.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, good enough. I'll put that in the folder, and we'll stay in touch over the next couple of days as Michael figures out. Does he need an EIN number to get this phone to work, or just a credit card?
I mean, if you have some more time, can you go into your Twilio and I could see? All right. So when you click that upgrade,
Up here, click that.
yes. Okay. Yeah, you got to create a customer profile. Yeah. All that'll have to be filled out. Yeah.
Okay, probably have to wait till Michael gets back, I believe, unless he's got some way of figuring out what his tax information is when he's in New Orleans.
Okay. Yeah, all
Cool.
good.
No yawning yet. It's still early there. So what the hell are you doing over in Colombia anyway, man?
So this story is I was in the mining industry like for 10 years. And so I was always on contracts and I get time off. That's just how the nature of the industry is. And so on my time off, I started to come down to like Latin America, and I met a Colombian girl, and
What?
came,
That explains it.
yeah. And then when my one contract ended, it was during COVID, so there wasn't much work on the horizon. I decided to come down to Colombia and just stay for a bit. And then about like 6 months came, still no work. And finally, I got email from a recruiter. And as fate would have it, it was for a job in Colombia.
Wow.
For an emerald mine. And so I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And so I did that job for 2 years and then just really liked it and, decided to stay basically.
Well, obviously you speak Spanish.
Yes. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I wasn't very good at that. I went to Costa Rica for 3 months, my wife and I and our dog, and I'll tell you, I still learned nothing. It just never came as a second language. I worked for the El Torito Corporation, opening restaurants in the specialty division out in California. And it was, all I got was gringo in the casino. And that was about it. Never learned. Took 3 years of French in high school and never used it either. So
it's hard. It was very hard for me. What happened is like the recruiter asked if I could speak Spanish, and the girlfriend at the time spoke perfect English, so I never really learned anything.
right.
But I knew like the basics, like Duolingo type of very fundamental stuff. So I just told the recruiter, yeah, I speak Spanish. I needed a job. And so like the first day I get to the mine site, my boss who was Canadian, but he spoke Spanish. He's like talking. I have no idea what he's saying. All of the department heads for the whole mine are there, like the warehouse boss, the geology boss, the engineering boss, mine planner, like all those guys are in there. And and my boss stops talking, and the whole room goes silent, and everybody's looking at me. I'm like, what? And then my boss in English, she's like, Daniel, I said, introduce yourself. I was like, oh shit, like they're gonna fire me, And so I just basically sink or swim. So, I was kind of forced to learn it. And then I got to a point where I thought I was good, but then I had the next Colombian girlfriend who I'm still with now. She speaks zero English. And so then my level of Spanish just like skyrocketed.
Sure.
A lot of
Yeah, well, I hopefully I don't have to learn another language anytime soon, especially Chinese. Don't want to learn Chinese or Russian for any forced reasons.
no, definitely not Chinese. That's way too hard.
So you're staying over there. Is that what I'm getting? You're not looking to come back to the country?
Yeah, I really like it here. It's if I ever do want to go back, it's like a 3-hour flight. It's really close. It's about the same distance as Costa Rica. I
Where are
just
you
fly
from over here?
Virginia.
What part?
Stanton, Virginia.
I did. I actually opened up. I don't know if you're not old enough to remember. There was a Shoney's Hotel in Stanton. It's a college town. I opened the first 7 Pargo's restaurants. First one in Manassas, the next couple up in Baltimore and then Delaware. But then we came down to Stanton there and did a Shoney's Hotel with a Shoney's restaurant. And we put a Par Ghettos up here. It was the first bar that in Virginia that didn't have food in the bar, but we had it on the same property. It let us use the Shoney's restaurant down on the corner which it was a 40-acre property. So we were, probably 400 yards away, but they let us use that. And so, because in Virginia, you have to sell 51% food to 49% liquor. You cross that, you lose your license for 3 months. So anyway, I manufacture barbecue sauce now, and I met a guy that came. That's in the Shenandoah Mountains, if I'm not mistaken, right?
You're exactly right. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, well,
that.
this guy came down for this grand opening that I was a bar manager. I hired a bartender and trained her and got all the inventory and all that set up there. And I was there for a couple of weeks. And they have the grand opening, and this guy comes out of the mountains with this bib overalls on, and he couldn't have been 5'2" and 300 pounds, but he cooked a pig, and all the kids got to mop the pig, and so I got but the barbecue sauce, and again, a pig picking, I don't know if you're familiar from Virginia, you know the difference between a pig picking and a pig roast?
No.
Pig roast, you put the pig out on the table and you start carving it when people come in line, and you get a piece of this, or you get a piece of the back, or you get a piece of the ham or whatever. Not in the pig picking. This guy put a big old cautionary thing up around. Nobody could get near it. When it was done, he put it on the table and he took all the skin off. He took all the bones out, and he took 2 machetes and just poured barbecue sauce over this thing and just chopped it all up with barbecue sauce. So the whole thing was mixed. That's a pig picking, and they come through with their plates, and they can put it on a bun, or they can just eat it plain. But that barbecue sauce was the best I have ever. And I grew up barbecuing in my family and so forth, but this was by far the best there ever was. And I tried, he just wouldn't give it up. And it took about 6 shots of Jack Daniels to get him to give up the base recipe for this barbecue sauce. I ended up going into manufacturing. We have 3 flavors, actually: Hawaiian, spicy, and original, which is a sweet hickory. So anywho, thought I'd share that story. It was that was the greatest experience of that pig picking. This guy was just shit flying everywhere with these machetes. It was phenomenal. Well, I've probably done 35 pig roast over the years. Well, maybe we'll get over to Columbia sometime and put one in the ground.
Yeah, man. That's
you get
crazy.
back to Virginia at all?
Yeah, I visit my parents. Yeah.
Oh, they're still there?
Yeah, they're still there. But
I
they're
got,
moving now.
I lived in Warrenton. I lived in Warrenton for a long time, and then moved to Manassas, and then up to Baltimore. And then I started moving around, opening these damn restaurants. Talk about fun for a guy in his 20s, man. That's some of the most fun ever. But then you got to grow up and be an adult. Jeez.
Yeah, it does sound
All right.
like.
Well, anything else for me, or should I just get to work practicing on that, and I'll take some notes, and we'll get that number up sometime in the next few days. Hopefully he'll be able to figure out his EIN number online somehow. Yeah,
just for now, just have fun with it, create an agent, test it out, see what you think. If there's anything that you're unsure of, just send me a message or send me a Loom. And make a Loom and send me the link. I'll watch it.
Got it. No, that's the beauty of the Looms. You just send the link. You don't have to send the 32 megabyte file.
Yeah, that's it.
Got it.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I'm catching on slowly but surely.
You're pretty sharp, so all good.
All right. Well, we shall be in touch, and I appreciate your help on this, and Michael as well. It should be an interesting next 3 to 6 months onboarding a few folks.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you haven't heard the best of Michael's stuff yet. It's coming. He just keeps wanting to broaden it and widen it, and I want to just get out and sell. I just want to get out and sell this thing, and he just keeps making it bigger. But it's a good thing. This voice is something we really needed, and they're not saying good things about GoHighLevel. The support people aren't saying good things about their voice program as far as it working. I haven't ran into any issues with it, but I've only tested it. I haven't tested it live at all. Okay, thanks again. I appreciate your time, Daniel. Thanks for chatting with me. I like to have conversations with people thousands of miles away.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll
For
be in
sure.
touch, man.
Yes, sir. Take care, man.
You too.